Hey guys, welcome back again to the QST YouTube channel. Today we'll be solving the 2.3 quiz. Let's get straight to it. For this question, we need to first find out if this equation is even or not by substituting x by 1 and negative 1. So if we substitute x by 1, we will get that it is 2. But if we substitute by negative 1, we'll get that it is negative 2. Which means that it's owned, which means the first option is correct, and that it's symmetric about the origin and that it's owned. Number 2. Since since the image of point A is symmetric about the origin, we put the opposite of both x and y, which means the answer is negative 3, negative 7. For part B of this question, we do the same thing, but be careful, it's 2, negative 5. Number 3. For this one, we substitute by all of these numbers. So for the first one, the first number will be negative 8 plus 6 minus 4, which is, just give me a second, negative 8 plus 6 minus 4 divided by 2 will give us negative 3. So we put negative 2, negative 3, which will be right here. If we substitute by negative 1, it will be negative 1 plus 3 minus 4 divided by 2, which is negative 1. So negative 1, negative 1. And then we substitute x by 0, which will be negative 4 over 2, which is negative 2. Right? 0 minus 0 minus 4 divided by 2, negative 2. So it's here. And then if we substitute x by 1, we will get that 1 minus 3 minus 4 divided by 2 will be negative 3. 1 negative 3. And then if we substitute by 2, we will get 8 minus 6 minus 4 divided by 2, we'll get negative 1 right here. Now, what is the y coordinate of the point that belongs to the graph of f and has an abscissa of 4? So we substitute x by 4. So we do 4 times 4 times 4 minus 12 minus 4 divided by 2, which will give us 24. And now for part C, we have to substitute by negative 4. So we do negative 4 times negative 4 times negative 4 plus 12 minus 4 divided by 2, which will give us negative 28. Number 4. The horizontal asymptote is... Wait. For the horizontal asymptote, we do the coefficient of x up divided by the coefficient of x down, so it's 6 over 3, which will give us y equals 2. For the vertical asymptote, we take whatever is in the denominator equal to 0, which will give us x equals to 4. For the y-intercept, we substitute x by 0, and we get 120 divided by negative 12, which is negative 10. And if it crosses the x-axis at something 0, to find the answer for this one, we substitute y by 0, and we get that it crosses the x-axis at negative 20, 0. Number 5. The vertical asymptote, as we said, is whatever makes the denominator 0, so it's x equal to 5. The horizontal asymptote is the coefficient of x up divided by the coefficient of x down. And since we have no x, that means the coefficient of x up is 0, which means y The horizontal asymptote is y equal to 0. Part C. For this one we substitute by points. So we have 5, 0, we take point before and 2 points before and 2 points after. So 6, 7, no, this here, 4, 3. For this one it will be 2 over negative 2, which we will get negative 1. For this one we get negative 2. If we substitute x by 6 we get 2, and if we substitute x by 7 we get 1. So negative 3, no, 3, no, 3, negative 1, 4, negative 2, 6, 2. Okay, that's the answer. Number 6. Okay. To find the vertical asymptote, we take whatever is the denominator equal to 0 and the first one is correct. And if we, to find out if it's an odd or even function, we substitute x by 1 and negative 1. And if we substitute x by 1, the answer will be negative 8. And if we substitute x by negative 1, the answer will be positive 8, so it's an odd function. And when x takes negative values, y takes on positive values. The horizontal asymptote, we take the coefficient of x up divided by the coefficient of x down, which is 0 over 1, which is 0. So this one is wrong and this one's correct. And it's not symmetric about the y-axis, because if it were to be symmetric about the y-axis, the function would be even. And the vertical asymptote is, as we said 100 times, it's whatever makes the denominator equal to 0, so it will be x equals 2. And then horizontal asymptote is the coefficient of x up divided by the coefficient of x down, which is 0.25. And then about the properties, okay. What? Huh? Okay, anyway. To find the y-intercept, we substitute x by 0 and we get that it's the y-intercept is 5 over 16, which is not here. Uh, to find out the x-intercept, we substitute y by 0 and we get that it will be 5 over 2. So what's this? To find out the domain, we make the denominator equal to 0 and it is all real numbers except 2. And the range is all real numbers except 0.25, because the horizontal asymptote is the same thing as the exception of the range or the domain. Now we substitute by some points on the graph. Just give me a second. Okay, it's this one and this one. And now we substitute by points on the graph, so we take 2, we cannot have anything because it will be approaching 1 and 0, 3 and 4. So we substitute in the equation. So negative 5 over negative 16 negative 5 over 16. If we substitute x by 1, we get negative 3 over 8. I mean 3 over 8. If we substitute x by 3, we get 1 over 8. If we substitute x by 4, we get 3 over 16. So now let's find something similar. So it has to approach y equals 0.25 and x equals 2. So it's not this one or this one. And as we can see, it's clearly positive, so it's this one. Wait, what? How are they all? Wait, let me redo the calculations. Yeah, it's meant to be this one. So now we substitute by numbers. Just give me a second. We substitute by points. For this one, you need a calculator. So negative 2 plus 1 over 4 will give us negative 8 over 4 plus 1 over 4 equals negative 7 over 4. If we substitute x by 0, we will get negative 1. If we substitute, so we get, but we need the calculator, so I'm just gonna put x here. And for this one, we get, since every single number to the power of 0 is equal to 1, we get that this is negative 1. And if we substitute x by 1, it will be 2. If we substitute x by 2, it will be 16 minus 2, which is 14. So it will be, it's not this one. It could be, so 1, 2, yeah, it's this one. So the horizontal asymptote is, as we can see here, y equals to 2, not negative 2. The range is not the set of all real numbers. The domain is the set of all real numbers. And it intercepts the y-axis at negative 1. And the x-intercept, it intercepts the x-axis. Does not intercept it at negative 1. So it's this one. Number 9. For the final question. This one will need a calculator. So if we substitute x by 1, we'll get that negative 1 over 2 times negative 1 minus 1, which will be negative 2, which is 1. If we substitute x by 0, it will be 0. If we substitute x by 1, we will get negative 1. If we substitute x by 2, we will get negative 5. So now we find the point. So negative. Ugh. We find which graph matches the points as that we just found. So negative 2, 5, okay, 0, 0, negative 1, 1, 1, negative 1, it's gonna be this one. Thank you guys so much for watching the QST video. See you next time. Goodbye and good luck. Sorry guys, I forgot this last part of the question. So to find out if the equation is odd or even, we substitute by 1 and negative 1, and we found out here that it's odd. The the y-intercept intercepts the y-axis at 0, 0. It is symmetric about the origin since it's odd, and the range is not the set of all real numbers. It's not symmetric. Is the range the set of all real numbers? How do we find this out? The domain is not the set of all real numbers less than 5, and the graph of f of x is not symmetric about the x-axis because nothing is.